He's playing in the rain with an ice cube. This is our sweet potato bed, and this is where we grow our sweet potato slips. And it looks a little bare right now because I've already pulled off a lot of the slips, but I wanted to show you we got 5 kinds, starting right here, and then there's another row, and there's a row, then there's a big row right there, and then the last one back here. And if you'll see on this one, it's a good example. You don't want to see my shadow. Let's see. I'll go sideways here. I've just clipped the slips off. Normally, or the way we used to do it, when you did slips, you would go down to the potatoes. So there's just potatoes buried under the ground. This is sawdust. And right under here is a potato. Let's see if I can't uncover him. There he is. See him right there? And he's grown all these slips. And normally what you do is you pull this whole slip. And we used to count that as one slip. But we do it a little bit differently now. And I want to show you. There's another type right here. And little taters just still sticking up. I like to keep them covered up. But I just took all the slips off of these a couple days ago, and they're already coming back. Okay, like I was saying, this is normally what we plant for a sweet potato slip. But what we've started doing, because some of our potato slips, we just don't have enough to make a whole row because we're doing longer rows, is in each one of these little, what do you call them, Miracle?
Nodules.
Nodules here is little roots coming out all the way up the plant. Is that in focus? And it doesn't really matter how little they are, but all I have to do is, if you'll hold the camera, this, like I said, this used to be one sweet potato slip for us. But now, as long as I know there's nodules on here, I make sure I have at least 2. Oop.
Come on the ground.
Even the little ones up here have them. So out of that one slip that I was getting before, I actually have 4. And then Miracle's going to turn the camera to the table, and you can see what I've done with all of them. So I know about how many plants I need per row. We're making our rows a little bit longer this year, and we're adding a new type of sweet potato, which is a Covington, which is an orange on orange, because that's the kind that most people like. They recognize. But look right here. My dirty fingernails. Look right here. This is 2 days. This is after being in the water for 2 days. It's already getting little roots on it. So it's going, by the time I need to plant these, it's going to be covered with roots and have a real good root system. So when I put the plant in the ground, it's not trying to feed that big old stem. It's just a bunch of roots. Now our sweet potato slips are about a week old. So this is what they look like after they've been in the water for a week. These I just put in the water in the middle of the week, so they've got just little roots coming in on them. Well, you can see the little white roots. These have been in a week, these have been a week, and these have only been in, about 4 days, and they're already taken off. I got them for somebody else. So when you have abundance of something in your garden, always be sharing. But these are mostly, except these aren't quite ready. But in another day and a half, we're going to be putting these in the ground. So they're probably going to be, even these, even though they hadn't got a lot on them yet, but another day and a half, 2 days, they're going to be ready. So we're going to have a lot of fun planting all these sweet potatoes.
A little update on the sweet potatoes. It's been a week, and all they are is jars of roots. Isn't that amazing?
Today is the day. Today is the day we start planting these sweet potato slips. Can't plant these yet. They got a little ways to go, but we can plant the ones behind it. Each row is a different kind. And I just pulled these out of the water, and look at those roots. That's what's going in the ground. That one leaf made all those roots. I'll show you another one. Gotta be easy with them when you pull them apart so you don't tear off the little roots. Let's see if I can get one on the side. There we go. Hey, there we are. Ready to go in the ground. We'll dig holes, put water in the hole, and plant these roots in the mud so they'll get a good start. So we got the field ready, and Joey is digging little holes. And Miracle's got her plants. And just show them what you're going to do. She's going to just drop them in the little hole.
I'm going to try to get the roots into the hole, so when you water them in, the roots are already getting the water.
And she's being real careful to untangle them where it doesn't mess up the roots. And they're supposed to be about 1 foot apart. So all they need now is some water and some dirt around them. Oh. so Joey got a bath. So we'll go ahead and water a few ahead of him, so I don't think he wants a bath every 2 seconds. Look at that. And he just plants it right down in the mud. He just gets that plant and pushes it down into the mud a little bit more and then covers it with mud. Yeah, you don't have to worry about staying cool with me around, do you? Automatic humidifier here. He's a fast planter, so I gotta stay ahead of him and stop talking so much. Just planting the last one and the first row. Look at that row, how good it looks. And Miracle's already started dropping the plants in the next row.
Coming out of row 4 now. Papa's here being a cheerleader. Peppy's over here helping. Got my manure curve going on.
Okay, we got all 5 rows done. Squirted the dog, he wanted to play in the water. They've all got their hands washed. And Papa's out here waiting. He's going to take them to the store and get them a soda pop. This is the 2-week update on the sweet potatoes. And we have had to do some transplanting, where some did die because we had the week right after we put them in the ground. It was way up over 95 degrees and no rain. So that killed some of the little transplants. But this past week, last week we went ahead and filled in where some of them had died. But because it wasn't that hot this week, they have really taken off. Now you'll still see one or so that just has the 1 leaf, and we found out that we're not going to do that anymore. We found out from the experts that they need to have at least 4 leaves starting out, but some that we, like this one had the 2 original leaves, and then it's got little baby leaves, and that's just at 2 weeks. So we learned our lesson on that. So that's something new. You can really tell the different kinds too. Got the big broad leaves and the more spiked leaf. But it's just amazing how they've taken off in just 2 weeks. And something else, I think you can see it on the video, is our row of flowers. And my husband has cultivated through this one time. And what happens is they'll start growing vines out, and I'll just lay the vines up on the hills, and he'll be able to cultivate it a couple more times. But we finished out this field. There'll be peanuts here. This is cantaloupe and watermelon and pumpkins. And we're going to have a couple rows of sunflowers, but we're going to wait on them because we've already got some planted and we don't want them all to be blooming at the same time. So they'll be pretty to look at. So there's your update on the sweet potatoes at 2 weeks, what they should be looking like. Well, actually they should be looking better because we only had 1 to 2 leaves on our little transplants. Next year they'll be a whole lot bigger, but they're still doing real good. We're real pleased with them.